Hello and welcome to Hops and Bros.
Craft Beer 101.
This week we're going to tackle a beer style that we've had for a while.
Yeah, we're going to double team that beer style.
We're going to use our empiric knowledge to figure it out.
For an open window on the craft beer world, Max and Chris from Ups and Ups and Welcome to Ups and Bros. Yeah.
So this week we're going to be tackling the double IPAs or imperial IPAs.
IPAs, yes, because it's a debate that we already internally have at the HQ. Dumb Chris lost this debate against Smart Max. So for the whole video, Max can refer to me as Dumb Chris.
I won't, because I respect you as a human being. But yeah, we had a debate yesterday about is an imperial IPA a thing or not? I was saying it was, and it was just a way to describe a double IPA.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were saying that it wasn't a thing, no one used it, and it wasn't true. But it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Exactly. And sorry, I'm just bad. When I have a point, I just keep it until I die. Or until I see it on Google, which is literally what happened. So I showed up, did my first research, first thing.
The first line was...
the imperials of IPAs. So yeah, I totally lost on that point. And after hearing Max's explanation about the beer style, and also like the logic between having two I's in imperial IPAs makes it
you kind of see it, and the same concept as a Russian imperial stout. It's basically just a double, a double stout or whatever, an imperial stout, which is double the amount of alcohol, double the amount of whatever. So that's where I got it from, because I remember in my search for that, they referred to as, now we use imperial IPA as a thing to describe a double IPA. Anyways, so
big win. Let's all applaud Max for this one.
Thank you. A little golf clap. Because our style comes from Britain. Like most styles. Well, basically, it's the IPA style comes from Great Britain. We have a video on that already, so link is going to be at the end of the video. Just go check on our YouTube page.
Exactly.
You'll get all the info in detail.
If you're worried about like different terms that you don't understand, like IBUs, we have an episode on IBUs.
Exactly. So you're covered. But little bit of resume. So IPAs is a British style. They need to get beer from Great Britain to their colonies in India, therefore India Pale Ale. So they took a beer, they put a bunch of hops in it, and then a bunch of alcohol, a bunch of grain to try to get it a little more high in alcohol so it can serve a little bit longer. Thus was created the IPA. Now, from there, the style kind of eventually died off because for some reason, and I think it's still true today in Europe, they don't like bitterness, or not as much as in America. Why? Because the Americans took that style, the IPA, and then just went with it.
And pushed it
like to the limit. I mean, every year, even today, you see a different take on the IPA, which my new favorite one right now is the black IPAs. Big fan of black IPAs.
It's not super new, though.
No, it's not on new at all. We should probably do a video on them. I don't think we have yet. Maybe eventually. But yeah, I like... especially in the wintertime, I like the concept of having more of a malty stout, but with a kick, like a bitter kick from the hops. I think it's a nice concept. Anyways, double IPAs. So double IPAs, the first one ever recorded was brewed by a lad named Vinny, and he worked for I forget the name of the brewery. Blind Pig, that's the one. I had something about Bulldog, but no, Blind Pig in California. That was the first one in 1994. So it's a fairly young style. At least it was probably brewed before, but the first time someone actually brewed it in a brewery and named it an Imperial IPA or a Double IPA was them. And then the next one was in 1996 by Rogue, and then one after that in 98 by Stone. So those are the three first Double IPAs to ever appear. But since then, if you are a self-respecting brewery that considers yourself a hophead of some point, you've brewed a Double IPA. It's part of that classic beer style.
It's in your blood.
Yes,
you need it. You know, and all the great IPA breweries, I guess we can refer to them as those breweries, but a lot of breweries in America made their name on the double IPA or just IPA style, and it really shows. Like I'll go through it a little bit further then, but You spoke about Stone. You spoke about Rogue. They were both in like the top 20s of the best double IPAs on Beer Advocate. But also 90-minute IPA figures out as the highest rated double IPA on Beer Advocate. Pliny the Elder is also a classic, and of course Eddie Topper is another great double IPA that if you haven't tried it yet,
definitely go
really
try it out.
Try
it is one of those classic beers, classic kind of like the holy grail of beers that you have to try. We've tried it on the show. It was really good. Yeah. But we've had other beers that would compare, so it's just a little resume on it.
So how do you brew a double IPA? No, you don't double up all your ingredients.
Oh.
Because of course, you need to build a malty backbone to it, but not a too strong malty backbone. So we're talking about like a small, easy, more caramely, toasty, a little bit of grains. Not too much because it needs to stay low so it doesn't overshadows the hop aromas in the beer.
Then how do you get the alcohol level up?
Use a little bit of sugar. Usually it's the tip. Okay. Use a little bit of sugar because it's a straight fermentable sugar that won't change the flavor of. Okay. You'll get a little bit more sweetness because of the alcohol level, but it will help you gain those numbers. That's something that's quite important in the grain bill, because if you get too much roastiness from your grains, you'll lose the hop aromas that you need to go through with it. So why you get so many hops aromas? It's all from the late addition hops. So we're talking about loads and loads of dry hopping. And something that's really recommended to build a nice, flavorful IPA, of course, using those nice American hops. New World hops are really popular. We can't go through the whole list, but there's like 30 hops, and even more than that. But late addition hops, so a lot of small dry hoppings will create a nice profile of the beer. So just using different type of hops, dry hopping it will create the haziness in the beer is also something that's quite common. Yes, you can have a clean double IPA, but the haziness is also something really important.
Cool.
Again, more alcohol, so we're talking a range from 7% to 14% alcohol in a double IPA. And
that's
the
a lot of alcohol.
And the IBUs are ranging from 60 to 120. Wow, okay. Usually, depending on the style. So we can have like a wide range of IBUs, but the alcohol needs to be 7 and higher. Don't go 40% IPA, double IPA. I don't think it's really worth it. But sorry, where I was. Okay, perfect. Those nice IPAs, I covered pretty much the flavors around it. They're usually fruity. They really depend on the hop aromas.
It depends on your. I mean, you can have an IPA that's going to be more on the piney side, or more on the fruity side, or more on the dry, or on the wet. So it really varies, and it can vary for double IPAs the same way that a regular IPA will.
Exactly. So if you're in the United States, the double IPA, the 90-minute IPA from Dogfish, a beer that I had, fantastic beer.
I think you brought one here, right?
We had 120 we had.
Oh, 120.
Yeah.
Okay, so not
the 90. Okay. It's I think it's maybe the best story behind like a beer, because the 90-minute IPA is a beer that's been hopped for 90 minutes. So there's an addition at every minute for 90 minutes.
And the guy had, you said, like an air hockey table that he kind of
jerry-rigged? A baby foot table that was battery powered, but was shaking a little bit, so he was able to put the hops, and with the level of shaking over his kettle, was able to get some hops added constantly. And now, since it's one of the biggest breweries in the United States, he has a button.
There's a button that he presses, and then it does
but like from the whole factory. So he has and it pushes the hops into the kettle like from really far away. I heard it's quite impressive. And he got that all patent only for him.
Oh, nice.
Dogfish. So I think it's really worth trying out just to see like
definitely.
Sort of those special,
exactly.
It's special. Yeah. But of course, yes, we're talking about the old school one, guys, but 3 House out there in Massachusetts are the king of the double IPAs, and I looked at their like beer lineup on Untappd, and they literally have like maybe more than half of their lineup is double IPAs.
Nice.
And they're all rated from 4.5 to 5.
Sweet.
Which is quite crazy, and these are all like big juice bombs. But let's say you're closer to the Quebec side, or Ontario, the Witch Shark from Bellwoods. It's a classic. We already had it. Super A from Oval. Never had it. Maybe we'll have it soon. Not sure. And the Immoralité from Ducel is also a great example, which is a beer that's been brewed with Mononcle Serge. We already talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's it was a neat concept. They had a speaker in the fermenter, so it would constantly play Mononcle Serge songs in it.
Exactly.
It's a nice way to do it. You know how you speak to your plants? In this case, you were singing to your beer, so they might do a difference. I'm not probably.
Yeah, they added that the bitterness, a little bitterness kick to it.
Another one that we have recently, the Filibuster from Dominion City. So I went there Sunday, which is today. No, yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday filming, 2 days for you. Anyways. Yeah, we picked it up. Really, really nice. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't really surprised. With Dominion City, you kind of expect it to be good on some level, especially for IPAs. Well, they really nailed it for this one. It's really, really nice.
Pineapples with a nice chalky finish to it.
Yeah.
Really cool. Love the beer. So, overall, I think it rounds up my double
I've
IPA
got nothing to add
lesson
either,
for you guys. So,
you won't be able to pass a test, but you will be able to impress your friends. Craft Beer 101.
Oh, that's a fantastic tagline.
I know, right? It's not bad.
Crazy.
So if you like the video, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you want to see as a beer style or beer paraphernalia that you would like for us to talk about on the show.
Exactly.
And follow us on everything else.
And share this video to all your double IPA fans because they'll like it.
Oh, I think they'll like it. Yeah, definitely. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.